Okay, it's happening. 9 raid bosses at the same time. So I've taken the time, it took quite a lot of time to dismantle all my other bases, except for the main base, which is right now pretty much a view and cage storage. Then I have 135 pals that I'm gonna spread out in these bases. They are all level 60, 4 to 4 passes with the demon god stuff, 60 souls and all the good stuff. IVs, they're pretty much all maxed. And that's, I did have a couple left over, but unfortunately we don't have more bases to raid with. I'm going to be spreading them out a little bit in each base. I've adjusted the attacks per pal. So I got 3 bases doing Libero Ultra, and they're going to be using pretty much whatever they had. I didn't really care that much about what skills they use against Libero. It doesn't matter a whole lot against her. She's pretty weak. But it is the Libero Ultra, so they probably won't have at least a decent amount of damage. But there's a couple of dragon skills, some Beam Slicer, Seed Mine, and Flare Storm for the budget pals. Then I'm gonna have 3 Xenolord raids going on in the middle, not Ultra, because they keep bugging out and flying away. So the DPS just doesn't exist for them. The Xenolord armies will also have 1 Rescue Rio each, which felt kinda necessary with how much it was lagging around when doing this many raids. You can try it for yourself. Maybe if you have some sort of monster PC, or I guess the PlayStation 5 might be able to do it, not sure. Probably wouldn't try it on the basic Xbox, but you can give it a go. But they have the Rescue Rio to help them out a little bit. And then we got 3 bases doing the Rio Ultra. So they mostly rely on Holy Burst. I didn't give them all Wall Splash because Holy Burst is pretty much the majority of the damage. I put some Chickpeas and Liberos in one base, which probably isn't the best idea, because they're weak. The Liberos are weak to Dragon, and Chickpeas just a pretty weak pal. And I found that when we have this much amount of lag going on, raids tend to play out a little bit different than I'm used to. So it's pretty much a couple of Holy Bursting pals in each base. Some of them have Wall Splash, some of them just have a couple of Dragon skills because I couldn't really be bothered to change the skills around on 135 pals. Just feeding these pals. I gave them all the Musarina cheeseburger. It took quite a long while just to feed these pals the food for it. Hopefully we get a solution for that, but I think the priority for Pocket Pair is probably not people doing 9 raids at the same time. So just gonna try to start them all off real quick. And something else that is a bit odd here, I'm not sure if it's because of the location I'm raiding in at the foot of the world tree. You're not supposed to be here, don't build your bases here, and don't put any of your legendary schematics here. But the raid bosses don't really seem to move unless you hit them or get close to them or something. So you're pretty safe to just summon them, fly around, and get 1 free hit on each one to get that that power fruit or whichever ivy fruit, whatever they're called. I'm not actually sure what they are called. I've been calling them power fruits, but that's pretty much just one of them called power fruits. So that's the only one I really care about. You want the attack fruit. Defense and health and stuff like that, not super important in my opinion. Attack is good. We want attack fruits. The 1 hit on each one of these, I think I managed to get them all. And then we kind of watch, maybe turn down your volume if it's... For me, this was very loud and a lot of broken audio. I'll let you listen in a little bit. Yeah. First pal getting stunned, but beautiful audio all around. Beethoven could never. Got some different skills going on in every single raid base. A symphony of skills, if we can call it that. We got some Xenolords flying away. We got some... The Libero seem to work fine. So Rio and Libero don't really seem to bug out here too much. If you wanna efficiently farm, I guess, a bunch of ivy fruits, putting up a bunch of Rio Ultras here might be viable. We already have a couple of Chickpeas and Liberos going down. We also have a couple of raid bosses getting stunned, which means that they are losing health at least, even if we're not hovering directly above them. Now let's see. That's a big ice cube up in the left. We got thunderstorms and holy novas going on in the right, or left as well. To the right we got a Rio kind of sending skills backwards, I guess, and he's done now as well. So a lot of the pals seem to also be switching base a little bit as they feel like. If the Xenolord flies away, they might migrate to another base and hit a Rio for a little bit. So the downtime for that seems to solve itself, kinda. We got a lot of them ganging up on the Rio just below me. So he's gonna get shredded pretty quickly. Couple of Omega lasers hitting just about everything, so maybe putting the Xenolord raids in the middle wasn't the brightest idea. But I was also hoping that they would aggro everything and kind of get help from the other raids, because I was assuming that Libero and Rio raids would fall pretty quickly. So one Rio is down, because he was being focused by like 45 pals at the same time, while the Xenolords were on vacation. We got this Libero, seems to be doing fine. That base raid. Another... Okay, one Libero fell there. We still have 7 minutes-ish, 6.5 minutes on the clock. Then a couple of Omega lasers popping off. I think actually the Omega lasers probably killed a bunch of chickapees just to start the raid. We got one Phalaris far away taking a day on the beach. That raid party is done. This raid party is just about to defeat their Rio. In this base, most of the pals look to be dead. The Liberos and chickapees, probably not a great choice to be raiding Rio. Another pal has fallen. We got one Libero raid done already. 2 Libero raids done. 2 Rio raids. All the Xenolords are alive. We have 1 Libero left in this base, still fighting. A little bit low DPS. I think this is the base with the most mixed pals. We got some Celestiers, Bastigors, chickapees. I think some bases had some fell bats, but they don't seem to heal at all when they're fighting in a base. And here we got, now there's 30 pals fighting that Xenolord, so he should be falling pretty soon. Base 2 on the last Rio. What's left in this base? We have two Xenolords and 1 Libero duking it out with Rio Ultra. Maybe. I mean, they are maxed pals. They have a chance. They have a fighting chance over there. A bunch of Xeno ads being summoned. Xenovaders and Xenoguards. There's a German Tydignus that decided to shoot backwards. They're still fighting here. They're doing fine, I feel. 1 Omega laser dealing not a great amount of damage, but in phase 2 he's just electric, so the dragon and dark seal should be fine. But then they managed to pull a couple of Xenovaders to them. Seems a little bit unfair. So 1 more boss has fallen. Was that the center Xenolord probably? So the Xenolords are falling faster than the Libero and Rios, which was a little bit surprising. But I think it's because they were the center bases. They were aggroing a little bit of everything. That base should probably be fine. These pals are migrating back home. So here's 1 Xenolord. So there's 1 of each still left standing. There's 1 Rio, 1 Xenolord, and 1 Libero. And this one does not seem to be doing good. Doesn't seem to be working here. All these pals are dead. Gonna have to try and aggro a base for him. Let's see, can you attack me? Yeah, attack me, and we go... Oh, he's gonna rescue a chicken now. Okay, so 1 more boss has fallen. Okay, so he hit that Xenolord. Now these 15 pals are probably, hopefully gonna make short work of this one. So who fell? Was it... Who actually died there? I feel like all these pals are still fighting something. There was probably a Xenolord that was on vacation that came back and died. This seems to be going fine now. These 15 pals are aggroing this one. That center base is doing a lot of fighting. Looking good. Yeah, there is 1 Libero left in the distance. They're still fighting. Well, somebody died. Okay, so that Libero fell now. Libero has fallen. All the Liberos are down. We got 1 Rio left standing. Is that everyone? Is this the last raid? This is looking like the last raid. If I've been... No. There's one Xenolord still fighting up in the left. Let's just watch this guy fall. And then see how much health is left. We have 3 minutes left on the clock. How much health do you have? Oh, there's quite a big chunk of health. That's a little more than a third of the HP left with 3 minutes. All the others seem to have won their fights. Probably best to aggro a little bit of pals into this base and see if that works. These on the last ad phase, summoning Xeno guards and Xenovaders. Let's see, can you guys hit this base? Well, he's hitting them, but they don't really seem to mind. Yeah, like, that's not our problem. We're done fighting for today. What are these Xenovaders doing? They're just following me. Hello? Can you guys... There we go. Let's see if we can get some action going in this base then. That Celestier base already helped. They get to rest a little bit. They don't need to aggro in here. Meteor Rain. Let's see if that can hit someone. Okay, nice. So now we got 45 pals in action here. 45 pals, 2 minutes left on the clock. Should be fine. Or, are you guys gonna help? Maybe they just wanted to kill Xenovaders. That's pretty. Okay, it's looking good. 1 minute left and he's falling quickly. Perfect. All 9 raid bosses down. Very smooth sailing, I feel. Had to aggro a little bit extra in that Chickpea base. Because that one fell pretty quickly. And I mean, I can't really blame it. It was eating Omega lasers and some extra ads from the Xenolord. Which doesn't seem fair to a Chickpea to be fighting Rio, Xenovader and Xenolord at the same time. Overall, pretty big success. If you do have 135 maxed pals and 9 free base slots, this is something you can do. Probably gonna have to demolish all of this as soon as possible and move them all to like mining Hexalite or something. Or you just kind of ignore Hexalite for this update. Just wait for like the Hexalite and Chromite mining sites or something. Maybe that's the best solution to these Hexalite and Quartz things, is just ignore them. I mean, you can do all of the game's current content without using Hexalite. Just get the buildings you want. Then you can just use like the multi-guided and plasteel armor. You'll be fine. You don't really need to focus so much on the Hexalite stuff if you don't want to do that. I'm not sure where I'm going to place my bases now. Kind of demolished them all. I even demolished the breeding bases, so they're going to have to go back up somewhere. But I might move my bases, my base locations. I've had 5 bases on Icewind Island for like a few months, I feel. Not sure how long I've been playing on Icewind Island. Like pretty much Sakuradima till Faybreak and a little bit more. It would be fun to build somewhere else. We'll see what ends up happening. Right now Gobfin is trying to put out all these fires that have been breaking out in my pal pods. Most of the pals have revived themselves or their friends while the raids were finishing off. They don't really need to wait the full 10 minutes. I fed them all Musarina cheeseburgers, but they've all faded by now. It's been more than 10 minutes. So maybe a feed bowl with a couple of 100 Musarina cheeseburgers and then just raid on repeat here. As soon as a raid is down, you just start a new one and just keep raiding forever with a rescue pal. Could be an option. Probably don't need 9 bases for that though. Or you just keep like 3 bases up and keep summoning Xenolord Ultra with 3 bases fighting him at the same time. Could also be a solution. Did we forget one pal pod on fire? You got it, Gobfin. See, this is why Gobfin is the best pal and we don't use Gobfin Ignis. Gobfin Ignis can't put out fires after raids are done. I'm on team Gobfin. Alright, so we got the eggs, we got the loot. A little bit of new slabs. Looks good, actually. A couple of power fruits. 9 attack fruits. That's actually what I want, because I mostly use attack fruits. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.